Alright, so now we're looking at the rear end here, and again, like I said, it's very similar to Fly, but there has been a change. The one thing that they've changed is the axle size. So if you're wanting to change out the wheels to a better quality aluminum wheel, none of the wheels will fit. This is measuring out about 2.40, 2.41 millimeter, which is too large for all the most popular brands. Slotted, CB Design, the wheels just, they will not fit. So that means you're going to have to change out the whole thing in order to upgrade it, which is fine, really, I guess, because that's what most of us do. Is we just take out, you know, the entire works and replace it. But I was hoping that because of the precision fit of these bushings, which they do fit this axle very well, I was hoping that I could just bolt on some wheels if needed. But again, that's not the case. It wasn't the case with its predecessors, and it won't be the case here. But it's something that tuners need to be aware of. Alright, we're going to take a look at the front end of this chassis. This is where the major differences are. The first thing is the new chassis has these adjustable set screws that most of you veterans are familiar with Slotted and other brands. Being able to adjust the front axle, the ride height, that's a great thing. The set screws are included, both on the top and on the bottom, here and here. So that's a good thing. That's a very positive change. So it kind of lets you know that you know, they're expecting people to tune these and race them. So that's a good thing. The front axle, you know, I want to say, well, it's a solid front axle, but it really isn't. It's a hollow tube. It's hollow, lightweight. That might mean something to you. It may not, but it's there. Having a single axle is much better, in my opinion, than the old stub axle design that had so much free play, and basically we all just went to a solid axle to alleviate it. The bad news is, of course, these tires are very hard. Now, for a zero grip tire, they're wonderful. I can tell you that. The problem is, like on mine right here, one of them, it's already split. So, but not a big deal. If I have to change them, I can change them. But remember that this axle is just like the rear axle. It is not 2.38 as the website says, or anywhere you might see it. This is actually 2.4, 2.41, meaning that Slotted and CB Design wheels will not fit this axle system. So you have to change that out, and that's unfortunate. Moving on to the front guide, they've got a new front guide design. It's got a little leading edge here. It's nice. The depth really hasn't changed much, but the fitment of it in the chassis is pretty good. There's not a whole lot of free play. It's a pretty solid, very snug fit. So I'm glad for that. Unless you want to change it for the depth, there really isn't any reason to change it. So that's a good thing. If you do, I test fitted the Slotting Plus, and it goes right in there. Really nice. Very good fit. You just have to trim the post as normal. So that pretty much sums up the front axle part. The final thing I want to mention is you notice here there's like a little spacer here, and there was a spacer here, but I guess there was, but when I took the body apart, I certainly didn't see it, and it could have flew off being stuck to the body post. So that's something to watch out for. This is in here pretty good, so I didn't expect to see this, but I did. But I'm gonna chalk this one up. That this is my fault right here. If I just didn't know. I thought maybe they'd stay in place, but I took it apart right on top of this, and I didn't find it anywhere. But something to be aware of. I can always find another shim to shim this back up in place, but something to be aware of when you take it apart. So we have seen a few improvements up here in the part of the chassis, and for that I'll give Falcon a thumbs up on that.